Tierra here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am just playing with a design that I have done before. It was a Planet Earth soap I made back in March of 2019. And although I loved that soap, the colors in it just didn't pop the way that I wanted them to. So I thought I would bring it back out, give it a little bit of a makeover. I don't know, see what else we can do with this design, and let's get started. So I am going to mix together my lye and water here, and it's already mixed together, into my oils. This is all left at room temperature, typically how I always start out. So let's give this a whiz. So the first process in this soap is to make the column molds that are going to look like the earth, and I do that using the PVC pipes. I'm going to split this off into my earth colors, which will be a green, a blue, and a white. And the last time I did this, I didn't like the colors very much. The green looked a little too gray and the blue just didn't pop, so got some different colors here, starting with a little bit of titanium dioxide that's dispersed in water. Then I have got, for the blue, or the ocean color, I've got some Mad Mica's Twilight. Stick that in the big bowl, and then into the little cup there is our land. And that is Mad Mica's Andy the Money. I think this is going to be a lot better of a green for this earth soap. Alright, let's give them a mix. So the fragrance is called Juniper and Oud, and it has notes of juniper, moss, oud, frankincense, and patchouli, and it is a very dark, sensual, and earthy scent, or scents, fragrance, that I think would be a hit with the guys. So let's get that hand mixed in, do a little in the pot swirl with all these colors, and then I'm going to pour them into my PVC pipes, let them sit for 24 hours, and then I'll come back the next day to make the base of the soap that this Planet Earth column will go into. So it's time to make the rest of the soap, and to get started with this base, I'm going to add some black oxide pigment to this. A little goes a long way. I'm also going to add some activated charcoal, and then I'll mix that in and add my lye solution. So going into this base, I have a whole bunch of white soap shreds. I love putting these in space soaps to represent stars. I'm going to put my fragrance in and give this a little buzz to make sure we don't have really big, long, stringy chunks of white in there. We want to break them up a little bit and have no clumps. Off to the side, I have my earth embeds. So there's 2 of those, and then I made some moon columns out of melt and pour. And are you ready for this? They glow in the dark. I am taking full advantage of this glow in the dark powder that I found. Don't mind that the proportion to the earth is so off, but it's for fun. So let's mix all of this together and we'll just start pouring. So I'm keeping this soap a low top, another change to the design. And going on top of it, I have these little soap dough spirals. I thought they would look like galaxies. And then I have some melt and pour stars that will go along the side for each bar to have a little star. And then we'll randomly place those spirals all over this, as well as the final bits of the white bursting beads from Brambleberry that I have. I'm using up the rest of those, and I tell you, next time I order from Brambleberry, I'm going to have to get more of all of them. They're just the best little topping for soap. I think it's funny that when I originally made this soap, I joked that I was going to keep it in rotation. Ha ha, you know, I'm so clever. But it looks like it's only happening once a year at this point. It is a really cool design. I'm just obsessed with all things space, if you guys haven't figured that out. So, also obsessed with berry picking. So how is everyone's summer going? Because it's okay. It's okay for us as an expecting couple and COVID. Not much to say. Trying to keep positive and, you know, do what we can. The heat finally hit and it's like 100 degrees outside and humid. But we did go berry picking. I discovered all these different fruit picking places that are local to us, and I became obsessed with berry picking last year. And I decided this year that's what I was going to do as well. So that's what we've been doing. And I started off with strawberry picking, and that was really nice. And then I was like, let's go pick some blueberries, and that was nice. We decided we were going to go pick some black raspberries. I found the farm that had black raspberries galore. Last year we went there and we picked a whole bunch of raspberries, and this year their main crop was blueberries and the black raspberries. So I was happy to get my hands on all of the different berries this year. Especially the black raspberries. We didn't get to pick many of those. I'm thinking like 1 or 2 last year we were able to find. We were late. But now I have berries all over the place, and I'm like, I'm going to have to do something with them. I picked a big old bucket of blueberries. We had a flat that was filled with different raspberries. And as much as I was like, this is going to be a tradition and we're going to pick berries every year, I think we got there at like 8:30, and by the time we left, 9:30, it was about 90 degrees outside, and I was like, yep, berry picking season is just, it's not fun to be outside in Maryland when it's that hot out. So I think my goal, my dream, as we are also looking for a house, is to plant my own. I'm going to have to plant my own different bushes, whether it's black raspberries or gooseberries or black currants. I just want all the berries. And I did bake a big old pie, and I took it over to his parents, and it had some tart cherries. I don't know if you guys have ever tried tart cherries. They are very hard to come by, and they have a very short season. But I was lucky to find them at a farmer's market this year. And I'm telling you, they're great for baking. It's pretty much like, they're sour, so if you like sour stuff, they're good for eating by themselves. But I wanted to bake with it, so I made this like custard crumb berry pie, and it was so good. I keep making pies. I just want to bake all the time. I'm trying to do a little bit of a variation over here. So I think that works. There we go. I like it. Maybe stick my little guy right here and give it a little sprinkling. So I think that'll be the last year that we actually go out in public and pick berries, especially with a baby on the way. I can't imagine taking an infant out in this heat right now. There's no point in going outside. I do look forward to picking apples and pumpkins, depending on how I feel in the fall when I'm like 8 months, 9 months pregnant. But that is always something I will look forward to because fall is my favorite season. And when it starts to get this hot out, that's all I can think about is cool fall weather and all the pumpkin everything. Alright, I'm going to give this a spray with the rubbing alcohol and put a little bit of the Brambleberry Eco holographic glitter on top of this. Let it sit for 24 hours and I will be back to cut it and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. Alright, let's cut into this very carefully because of that melt and pour moon in there. I've also turned it on its side because I don't want any drag marks from like the glitter or those bursting beads. So here is the inside. Got our earth and got our moon. And it smells really good. It's definitely a fragrance I would use. I like these kind of fragrances. I tend to gravitate towards darker, smoky, incense type of scents like patchoulis and whatnot when it comes to my space soaps. I do often restock a outer space soap and keep that in rotation, and it's always some sort of dark fragrance, like earthy fragrance, so I just can't help myself. Love the top of this soap as well. I just think it's so much fun. I almost like it better than I like the inside of the soap. But overall, happy with this design. And here's another example of me soaping on the fly because I had a general idea of what I wanted this soap to look like. And then I sat down to make the embeds on top of it with the soap dough thinking I would do shooting stars. And it just didn't look right to me. So then I played around with it a little bit and I ended up with these little spiral things and I said, well, it'll have to do. And I put them on top of there and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So that's totally fine with soaping on the fly sometimes. Alright, so this one will be available on August 21st. Oh, I just love it so much. If you want to get your hands on one, that is when the next shop update is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel and you like soap making or watching soap making, be sure to subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them for me in the comment section down below. I know it's a lot, right? You guys hear that every single video. So until next time, I hope you have a very nice day. I will smell you later.